Alright, welcome back to the live stream. Halden, just show up whenever you're ready. And what we're going to look at is just literally the greatest work of all time. But until you show up, Halden, I'm going to sit here and eat. Alright. Alright. Hey, man. Okay. I'm about to show you something I've never shown anyone before in my life. My Google Drive. Now on here we have lots of documents. Like lots of documents. And pictures. Pictures for some reason. So, we're going to... Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Okay, so here's a little bit of lore before we get into the literal greatest literary work of all time. I'm going to put this back to rainbow. I forgot that I didn't have it on rainbow colors. To start, this was the master brainchild of two up-and-coming young writers. Coincidentally, both named Jaden, and they both happen to look just like the only two people who really put very much work into the videos on this channel, aside from Jake and Halden and all the other people that put work into this channel. But what they did is one day they were just like, you know what? Let's get on a Google Doc and write something. And we just write it live. See what happens. Well, what happened, ladies and gentlemen, was the greatest literary work in history, aptly titled, Dear God. Excuse me. Dear God, what horrors we all have unleashed upon the world, ... You do deserve recognition, Halden, which is why I said that you have recognition. There, Halden, you have recognition. So first, let's start with chapter 1. Now, you have to understand, chapter 1, there's no chapters in this, but it's 26 pages long, okay? Now, understand, that's just a short story. But for the kids who wrote this was a masterpiece. A literal legend coming to life. Let's start with the very first sentence. Are you ready? I feel like I need to do this really dramatically. Alright. Let's get the mic closer. Let's do this dramatically. I will never be able to comprehend my mind. I just want to say, oh crap, I already messed it up. Okay, let me start over. I will never be able to comprehend my mind. I want to say it started when I was bored, as the next paragraph states, but it really started when my uncle said, "So, what if you were both in the story?"
Not you two in the story now, but like you were just sucked into the story as you were writing. So there were two of you, and to top it off, you could change the story within the story by writing during the story, because you are the writers.
Halden says, having read most of this, it was an amazing agony. So let's keep going.
And that is when it went to heck. But technically, it started 2 weeks ago, when I was complaining about how I was always forced to write some essay about a negative emotion that would torment me, and then it would get its butt handed to it by Jesus Christ.
Also, context, more lore. Like every week I would write an essay about an emotion that Jesus Christ would inevitably swoop in like a superhero and destroy. Not because, I mean, I did want to, but that's just kind of what I was assigned to do for school. Being a Christian and homeschooled, that is what I had to write. Now, that's nothing against being Christian or being homeschooled, but this is what I did, was write stories about Jesus being a superhero. Yeah.
Where was I? And now, with nothing at all on my schedule to write, except a science fiction essay, but I'll just write a book instead. I mean, if you're going to write about a hobby, you might as well make some money off of it. I get this horrible feeling that I really did hit the mark of the grand finale essay last week. I have come to the realization that with no story to write, no emotions to beat, and no epic battles in a grand arena, no satisfying dreams of food, cruise ships, butlers, and box fans, it leaves this horribly empty feeling, but not a feeling of loss, one far worse, and in my case potentially even more dangerous and destructive. It hit me quite suddenly. It came like a hurricane, and pounded onto me until the feeling stuck to me like the scent of a dead skunk. Yes, dear friends, I had fallen into an unthinkable, most terrifyingly awful phase. I was suddenly, irrevocably,
bored!
Now, for most people, that would be fine. You just find something that the person enjoys. And they can do that to satisfy that boredom, but not me. I tried my usual remedies to the terrible case of boredom, which meant I decided to prank call and to spam text everyone I knew who wouldn't shoot me for committing such a terrible crime. So logically, I picked Jaden Scotty Gage, my best friend, partner in crime, and most easily ticked off when it comes to spam text recipient. It made sense that when I spam texted him the word potato over and over again, he was extremely annoyed. He surprised me by spam texting me the word zucchini over and over again. That is when we both came to the realization that we were both bored, and therefore we would both probably commit some heinous crime and take over the world in some strange fashion. It was uncanny how fast he managed to bike to my house. I shouldn't have been surprised, as biking is a hobby of his, and he has been known to bike for extremely long distances without breaking more than a few trillion beads of sweat, and the 5 miles, give or take, from his house to mine was child's play to him.
I'm not sure if 5 miles is... Oh, your Twitter post helped. Awesome. Thank you for watching. To catch you up on the lore, friend, whoever you are, you are listening to me dramatically read the most beautiful, perfect work of art ever. In a dramatic voice, of course. So, I'm going to do a 3 people. Oh man, there's 3 people. Man, how sad is my life when I get excited about 3 people watching a video. But hey, thank you all for watching. All 3 of you. Not including Halden. I don't thank you, because you're my friend, and you don't deserve my thanks. Hey, Jake! It's Jake! Oh, hey, man! Okay. Jake, do you want to hear me, Do you want to hear me read this in a very dramatic accent? Doesn't matter, I'm going to continue reading this. So I'm going to do Jaden impression. Oh no, this is just me.
So, I said to Jaden, still very bored, and therefore very unpredictable and mischievous.
What on earth should we do? Alright, are you ready? I'm gonna impersonate Jaden Gage.
Well, that's the reason I came over here, man, so that we can discuss whatever it was we're gonna do.
Well, I'm bored, which means I will probably suggest something involving explosions, tacos, money, or a car chase, and quite a few of those things are suggestions you would turn down.
Why the heck is there a stick of TNT in your oven, man?
I knew I shouldn't have let you help with this story. Immediately, the house exploded, sending us into a tree about 5 miles south of my former home. What the heck? I said, ignoring the fact that we were stuck in a 50-foot tall tree in the middle of nowhere, only caring that my kitchen had just exploded. Do you know how much food was in there? A lot.
Well, to my calculations, there was about 3 tons of food in there, which included chimichanga, the remains of a magical unicorn, and a bowl of spaghetti the size of a bear,
Jaden replied. Somehow, we weren't dead, and we were wondering why the heck we had the remains of a freaking unicorn next to us. Gosh dang it, I sound like the Honest Trailers guy. As we pondered that fact, the realization came to me that I was still bored. I don't know about Jaden, as he seemed to be in momentary shock. But we couldn't ponder for long, as the branch we were sitting on suddenly split in half and sent us both plummeting to the ground. Thankfully, I landed on the branch just below us. Jaden, however, was not so fortunate. Instead, the branch snapped off exactly where he hit, slowing his fall but allowing him to hit all the other branches first, bouncing off of one and then another, until he was all the way down the 50-foot tree. At the exact moment in which he should have met his demise, a magic mushroom sprouted from the ground to stop his fall. The impersonation was so good that your mom thought it was Jaden. That's perfect. Oh, a magic mushroom sprouted from the ground to stop his fall. What is drugs? Okay, back to Jaden.
That was awesome, except for the part where I got stabbed by a branch. And why the heck is there a giant mushroom holding me, but it's now hugging me?
It was true. This special species of mushroom, also known as the cuttle mushroom, was performing its incredible feeding procedure by slowly crushing Jaden in its mushroomy grasp. All of this was way too much for him, so much that he passed out after all of this happened. After I explained that the cuttle mushroom had begun its torturous feeding procedure, I quickly climbed down the tree to pull Jaden out of the mushroom. Once I had pulled him out of the hungry mushroom, I silently wished he was slightly less heavy, and that he didn't snore. I quickly decided that I needed to wake him, but the only way to do that was to douse him over the head a couple times with water. Unfortunately, the only source of water around was a giant lake. The unfortunate part was that it was 100 yards away. 100 people. That's a lot when you have to carry a heavy, snoring kid all the way over to it, but I did. After half an hour of dragging, pulling, pushing, and sitting on him to wake him up. Because I really didn't want to take him to the lake, we finally made it. I decided to throw him into the most shallow part of the lake, the part right at the beach front. However, when I threw him in, giant, swirling purple and gold lights appeared underneath him, and suddenly a portal sucked him into another place. It might have been another country, or even another dimension.
Foreshadowing.
I just kinda sat there and pondered my sanity for a bit.
Hi, Jessa. Jessa is person number 3. So, to catch you up on the lore, Jessa, basically what's happening is I'm reading the most beautiful work of art of all time. And I'm doing it in a really dramatic voice. I'm impersonating Jaden Gage. He's been swallowed by a magic mushroom. I'm pretty sure I'm on magic mushrooms because he just got eaten by a portal. All of it has really gone south. My house blew up. There's spaghetti in a tree. There's unicorn bits all over the tree as well. Jaden's gone. As I said, he got swallowed by a purple and yellow portal. So yeah, that's the lore. Also, my voice is like really loud because I pulled the microphone close to it, but that doesn't matter. We're gonna get through this. We're all going to get through this together. Alright, let's continue. You know what? I think we need some more dramatic lighting. There we go. Drama. Things got serious. Oh yeah, it's going great for fictional me. Fictional Jaden isn't doing very well, but... Halden, that's very, very perceptive. Alright. Alright. ASMR.
When Jaden finally woke up, he started screaming.
Purple monkeys, why? Why did you eat my flower?
As a result of a horrible nightmare he had just experienced. As Jaden awoke from his dream, he found himself in another dimension gawking at a giant man-eating stink bug with an exclamation point. He started to run for cover. Halden has asked that I say Krakatoa repeatedly. Krakatoa, 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 Krakatoa.
Why did you ask me to say Krakatoa repeatedly? Gosh, dang it! Okay. Back to it. Okay.
When Jaden finally woke up.
Purple monkeys, why did you eat my flower? Blah, 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 blah.
As Jaden awoke from his dream, he found...
I'm sorry. I got stuff in my nose.
As Jaden awoke from his dream, he found himself in another dimension gawking at a giant man-eating stink bug. He started to run for cover, when one saw him and charged towards him.
Oh God, what has my life come to?
Jaden screamed as he ducked behind a large land reef trying to conceal himself. Hidden, in exchange for his life, he questioned his sanity. With literally no time to even think about what he should do, the giant stink bug scuttled into view. Jaden watched as the bug came nearer and nearer with bated breath. Just as he thought he was safe, he farted loudly, alerting the bug of his presence. As the giant bug ran towards Jaden, a giant taco came in and smashed the bug.
I want to believe,
He whispered.
who has texted me. Alright, it's back to me now. I'm sure all of you are just so entangled in the depth and sheer beauty of this story. This is truly a society that we live in.
While Jaden was busy fighting stink bugs and following the teachings of tacos, I was having a much tougher time. You see, I was still mourning the apparent death of my dear friend, who I assumed had drowned in the lake. Just as I set up a shrine for his funeral, an army of psychic clowns marched into my funeral. What? I had just set up a shrine for his funeral when an army of psychic clowns marched into my funeral, apprehended me and brought me to their evil clown lair. As soon as they had finished bypassing the extensive security system, they dragged me to the clown that looked to be the headman, the big boss, and the evil leader of the psychic clowns.
Are you ready for this? Yes, Halden, this story is on crack. Are you ready for this? Because the clowns are about to talk. This is about to get real.
So, he said in an embarrassing high and clownish pitched high frick. So, he said in an embarrassing and clownish high-pitched voice. You are the one! You are the one who managed to find the interdimensional portal our ancestors stored in the lake! How did you do it? He did not pause to find the answer. We have been searching for centuries! Backstory, please. Oh, wait. Backstory, please, I asked politely. Pardon me, what? The clown asked. Well, you had given me a fact that simply does not make sense, I explained. as clowns from centuries ago would not have been able to build an interdimensional portal. So please, expound. How your audio just clipped. That's awesome. Okay, sorry. I'll step away from the mic because the clown's about to talk again. Wow! Our ancestors were warlords from the 30 billion century! They built us an interdimensional portal so that we could be free from the evil that was the Earth! However, when they came back in time, they lost the portal and the machine, so we were forced to stay in the past. So for millennia, we have been hunting for the portal to save us from Earth. However, because you found it and did not inform us, you must be punished. For 5 nights, you're to work at a pizza restaurant called Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. No! I'm serious.
At that moment, all the blood drained from my face, and I promptly passed out. Before I give this to Jaden, I'm going to come right out and say that this stinks.
Okay. Now that is chapter 1. Would you all like to hear the next chapter? It's up to you. You guys decide. All 3 of you. It has to be unanimous vote. Would you like to hear the next chapter of this beautiful work of art? Maybe we'll go on an intermission. So you don't want to hear the next... it's not unanimous. 2 of you are okay with this, but Halden's over here like... No. No means yes. Halden can get over himself.
Chapter 2. Earth 2. Meanwhile, in the dimension of who knows what, hereby labeled Earth 2, Jaden was being trained in the ways of the taco, learning each day how to destroy the last remaining stink bugs of this world. I am receiving a phone call. I will be right back after these messages.
Hey, I'm back. Okay. Back to what Jessa and Halden refer to as the audio form of an acid trip. Back to Chapter 2.
Chapter 2. Earth 2. Meanwhile, in the dimension of who knows what, hereby labeled as Earth 2, Jaden was being trained in the ways of the taco, learning each day how to destroy the last remaining stink bugs of this world. In the middle of one of Lord Taco's teachings, the world was invaded through the same portal Jaden fell through by psychic clowns. Lord Taco, with Jaden's help, assembled what is known as the Brotherhood of the Taco. Anyway, they assembled their army and started to wipe the clowns and stink bugs from the scene. 3 hours later. They were being chased back to cover by a new shipment of hamburger spiders.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alden. Well, if I'm still here by the time you come back, just catch yourself up on the lore. Back to it.
They were being chased back to cover by a new shipment of hamburger spiders, with purple monkeys riding on them. Jaden decided that he needed to sit there. I screwed that up. Jaden decided then and there that he needed a way back home, and pronto.
I hope Jaden's having a better day than I'm having,
Jaden thought. After discovering cover in a nearby cave, which is always the best place to hide. No, it's not. It's never the best option. You're going to get cornered. Anyway, as they continue... What? What is that sentence? After discovering cover in a nearby cave, which is always the best place to hide. Jaden, take an English class!
Okay. My rage is gone.
Anyway, as they continued their escape from H.E. Double Hockey Sticks himself, they are swarmed by 2 armies of psychic clowns, one from the future and one from the past. As they approach a small group, the 2 armies from the future... Wait, I just became dyslexic for half a second. As they approach the small group, 2 armies' bodies linked together, turning them into one big clown monster. As soon as all of this happened,
I'm sorry, this is just gold.
As soon as all this happened, everything from the future and the past fell from the sky into the second dimension.
I've got to say this.
Unite, my brothers! We must eat the burnt chicken of the mid-Atlantic ocean clam before it's too late!
Exclaimed Lord Taco loudly.
It is at this point that we must bring you an intermission. And in this intermission, we explain.
Small disclaimer, neither of us are on drugs or were on drugs when we wrote this, so stop wondering.
End of the intermission.
This is the opposite of fun, I thought. It's unfun. I was currently stuck in a large spinny chair located in the back control room of the pizzeria. I could only move my...
I can't get over how stupid my voice sounds.
Located in the back control room of the pizzeria, I could only move my arms, and only forward enough to press the 4 buttons that control the doors and lights. I could also reach the computer that controlled security cameras outside. 3 out of the 4 of the animatronics were hunting around the pizzeria, desperately looking for me, with little to no success. They had managed to startle me a few times, but I had yet to be jump-scared. And then I remembered that I forgot to check a certain camera 1C, and a large, terrifying fox-shaped animatronic came in and scared a certain 4-letter word right out of me.
Ooh, this is a little bit inappropriate for a kids channel. By the way, this is apparently a kids channel. I looked in our channel description, and this is a kids channel, so screw monetization, right? Where am I?
Before the clowns could make me start the whole night over, I heard a large crack and felt the whole building split in 2, right down the middle. Now that was a bit of a conundrum, because the chair was right in the middle of the exact center. Therefore, it split in half, but I did not. This meant that I had 2 halves of a whole building pulling on me from both sides, and they would no doubt rip me in half. Before I could think, my chair disintegrated, and I was pulled by an invisible force into a tornado of blue lightning, along with the pizzeria. Clowns, woods, and all of the past and the future. The last thing I heard was the war call.
Unite, my brothers! We must eat the burnt chicken of the mid-Atlantic ocean clam before it is too late!
I'm pumped! All of a sudden, the past and the future of Earth were pulled by a rift in time and space, and dumped into Earth 2. Everything, including the remains of my house, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, and the Cuddle Mushroom, and the lake, and the remains of a magical unicorn touched down on this strange dimension. Jaden Gage found himself running from the junk. Earth 1 was a total mess, as you might already know. And that's when Freddy's landed on top of him. However, to save him from the horrible pain and certain death, the Brotherhood of the Taco blew a hole in the ground large enough for Jaden to fall into and be saved from the giant building. Another stick of dynamite blew a hole in the floor of Freddy's, allowing an escape route for him. He didn't escape for very long, however, as a large, hairy, screaming thing from the sky flew out of nowhere and landed on top of him. It was about 150 pounds, which is not my current weight at the time, at this point anymore, but it was my weight then. I'm 180 pounds now. I'm overweight and I need to work out. Ah! The creature yelled. Oof! Jaden said, as he stared at what had just hit him. He was in extreme pain at this point. It was a 150 pound of what seemed to be nothing but hair. What? It was 150 pounds of what seemed to be nothing but hair on him. This was not pleasant in any way possible.
I like cheese,
The beast said.
Get off me, you freak!
Jaden ordered.
What are you anyway? I'm your best friend, you numbskull. Can you please explain what's going on? Why is there a dead unicorn again? What is up with the stink bugs? And
I turned, gesturing to the tacos.
am I in heaven? Did we both just die and bring all the things we loved and hated with us to heaven? What is going on? Jaden, what the heck? How in the world did you get here? No, we're not in heaven, by the way. Whose idea was it for you to land on me anyway?
Jaden asked.
First, I just asked you that. Second, if I could have chosen who I'd land on, don't you think I would have? And even if I could have, I would not have picked you to land on. You have no padding,
I exclaimed with a note of aggravation.
Okay,
Jaden said, frustrated.
Well, I have no idea how I got here, but I'm here with the Brotherhood of the Taco. Just yes!
I said.
Dude, shut up. Anyway, we're here to destroy these stink bugs, psychic clowns, and hamburger spiders in this weird dimension. And now you show up with all this crap from our world making my head spin.
Jaden said. Before I could respond, the two of us, the Spider Burgers, Taco Brothers, and Evil Clowns, were all rudely interrupted by green lightning from the sky. The clouds parted to form a large triangle, when a booming voice shouted,
I am the king of the Illuminati! And you will all bow before me, and do as I say, or I will erase all of existence.
Some idiot below, who might have been me, shouted.
Just how can you do that, Triangle Head?
In his defense, it was true. King Illuminati was a triangle with an eye, and arms and legs. This was very freaky, and to top it off, he had a scepter and a top hat, not unlike Freddy Fazbear. He was not amused.
Do not mock the king of the Illuminati,
He, or it, shouted.
or I will destroy existence by erasing the writers of this very story.
To my utter horror, they brought out two large tables holding two young boys who had a grand sense of humor, slightly twisted minds, which have evolved to very twisted minds, and threw a very random plot twist at each other for the sake and fun of what the dang. They threw random plot twists at each other for the fun of it. I was shocked, because the two writers of the story were very familiar, because the two writers of the story were me and my sidekick. The two writers were Mike Bailey and Scotty McLaughlin. I shall call them by their YouTube nicknames that they never actually had, so as not to confuse. It was Inception on steroids. I glanced over to see my friends staring up at the two goof heads on the tables.
I think I need a new brain and possibly a new life,
Jaden murmured. That was a murmur, okay.
I think I need a new brain and possibly a new life.
He looked at me while I was puking in the corner. He looked up at King Illuminati to see a timer for the execution of Scotty and Mike themselves.
If they die, we die too,
Jaden thought to himself. 1 hour remained until their execution. If we didn't conform to Triangle Dude's rule, they die, and we die too. That's just what you just said.
Oh God, what horrors have we unleashed upon ourselves?
We both thought. As his mind thought of a way to free these all-powerful writers of the story, he remembered something that the Brotherhood had said before the Triangle Man had entered the scene. Are you ready? You're not ready for this.
Unite, my brothers! We must eat the burnt chicken of the Mid-Atlantic Ocean Clam before it is too late!
He knew what he had to do. He grabbed me by the arm and dragged me with him, still puking. We started a detailed inspection for an opening to get out of this nightmarish place. We were still oblivious to the fact that we are still in Freddy's and could be eaten by animatronics at any given time. Striding down the hall, we see slight movement ahead.
You see something, man?
Jaden asked. I shrugged and continued searching.
Half an hour later.
We had checked all the doors, and all of them were deadbolted. We reached the party room, and have been informed by our own stupid minds that the animatronics are all gone.
We're both gonna die.
Jaden and I ran for the camera room, and thankfully it was not locked. We burst in and checked the screens for any signs of activity in the outside world. Behind the door world. Foxy was in Pirate's Cove. Chica was slowly approaching the door. Bonnie was in the janitor's closet, and Freddy was being a creep staring out at the woman's bathroom.
Well, do you have any idea on how keep living inside this?
Jaden went full illiterate. Yep.
Well, do you have any idea on how to keep living inside this nightmare? We only have 20 minutes before King executes Mike and Scotty,
Jaden said. And, of course, by doing so, we all die and time is erased. We need to focus on the task at hand right now, though, because if you didn't notice, the building's split in half, and it's laying split side down on its side. Of course, the door out was on the other half of the building, so the only option are the windows on the walls in the bathrooms. There's one per bathroom, and Freddy is guarding one of them, so we're going to have to go into stealth mode. That means all of our sentences from this point on will be in italics, and we'll have to move in strange, slow, and forced mechanical-looking steps, and we'll hum the Mission Impossible theme the whole time. Yeah, you know it's about to get real. Jaden and I slowly open the door to find that Chica is stand right there and screaming her head off.
Holy crap, nope, not today, I'm not gonna die by a freaking chicken,
Jaden yelled. As he was saying that, he decided it was time to shut the door, obviously.
Well, that's not gonna work. How the heck are we gonna get out?
Jaden whispered.
I have an idea. We need to go to the parts and service closet. Wait, that's on the other half of the building. Never mind. Any chance there's a spring lock suit here? I asked.
No, but I got this,
Jaden answered.
Suddenly, he pulled out his taco staff and busts down the door above me. Chica plunges in and lands on top of me. Jaden smacked her with the ultimate taco staff, sending her into the wall. I got up and started yelling at Jaden for opening the stupid door without a warning. Dad! What the heck? I don't want to die yet! I'm not old enough! I'm still too beautiful to be murdered by a chicken woman duck thing! More warning next time! I paused a bit before remembering.
I was supposed to be speaking in italics the whole time. Sorry.
Hey, can you at least give me a boost up the door, man?
Jaden asked. I'll think about it, I said, grumbling.
Well, if you want to live, you better, because I have the taco staff, and that's the only thing keeping us alive at the moment,
Jaden retorted. Suddenly, Chica rose from the dent in the wall, which was originally the floor. Well, crap. Ah, shoot, I spoke in normal font again, I said. I pondered what I should do in the last moments of my life. I desperately tried to think of a way out. I took in all of the information around me. Freddy's, Chica, posters, walls, floor, checkers, Black Force, yellow Chica, Freddy's, yellow looks like gold. There's only one other thing here that's gold. I need you to distract the others! I'm gonna find Michael! And without giving Jaden any more information, and leaving him essentially clueless as to what he should do, I ran off throughout the half of the building to find Michael. For any of you, if you guys are still, both of you, paying attention, Michael was Golden Freddy at that point in time. He is not. I don't remember who Golden Freddy is anymore because Game Theory updated their theory. But yeah, Michael was apparently the kid that was Golden Freddy. Alright, this chapter I think is coming to a close here in a bit. After that chapter closes, then I think I will call it a day and we will continue reading this at some other time. But for now, it's time to continue. Chica had now risen to her full height, trying to brutally murder Jaden. Quick as a flash, Jaden shoved the taco staff into Chica's internal wires, and she fell flat on her face.
No way, I wish they would add this to the real game,
Jaden whispered, as with the squeak or excitement at not being dead as a doornail. He then glanced around for a way to boost himself to the door, which was in the ceiling. He found a large barrel, one of the ones that holds oil. What's that doing in a pizza restaurant? And rolled it over to the opening in the roof. As he pulled himself through the door, he managed to notice that Foxy was standing above him. Foxy swung his hook down at Jaden's leg, barely grazing the skin. He jumped back, collecting his thoughts. Taco step. What the dang? He jumped back, collecting his taco staff in his hand. Oh.
Quick intermission.
I'm back. Intermission is over. I received a phone call. And I will be having to end the stream shortly because I have plans tonight. Pressing plans, not super duper pressing plans. There's not like an emergency going on or anything, but I do have plans. So, let's read the last 2 comments and then get right to it. Jessa says, I wish literature class read works like this. I would have actually enjoyed the class. And Jake replied, big same. Well, big same as well from me. So, last we read, Jaden was happy he wasn't as dead as a doornail. He then glanced around for a way to boost himself to the door, which was in the ceiling. He found a large barrel, blah, 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 blah. Foxy swung his hook down at Jaden's leg, barely grazing the skin. He jumped back, collecting his thoughts, taco staff in hand. The epic duel began, as Jaden did a bunch of random dance moves, with his ultimate staff, swinging it back and forth. Foxy jumped towards him. He aimed for his head, missing him by an inch. The big chunk of metal started to follow his example, and started doing an epic dance battle. Jaden started by doing Gangnam Style, and Foxy did the Haldon Dance. For any of you unfamiliar with the Haldon Dance, it goes something like this. That was the Haldon Dance. I'm going to do the Haldon impression. Actually, I'm going to do the Foxy voice. How far do this to humanity? Becoming a man-eating, robotic Foxy with great and disturbing dance moves. Before Haldon could reply, Freddy and Bonnie entered the scene, every one with the intent to kill Jaden. Hopefully not Haldon, though. He took the staff and threw it at Bonnie, sinking deep into its internal organs. Freddy took the opportunity to pin him to the ground, and almost ate his face off. Haldon snatched the taco staff from his hands, leaving Jaden unarmed, until suddenly a golden object appeared behind them, along with a hairy creature. Meanwhile, multiple sentences ago, I was still running to find Michael the Bear, also known as Golden Freddy, also known as Fredbear the Bear. It was very confusing because since I knew the layout of Freddy Fazbear's by heart, which I don't actually still know by heart, I was always making the wrong turns or falling through a door that at one time was located on a wall to my side. It was rather annoying. I didn't have the slightest idea where Fredbear might be, since the game never quite clarified, so it was just pure luck when I did find him. I found him, by the way, a minute after I found Bonnie, who began to chase me throughout the halls, into other rooms, all of which I fell into. And, as I said again, it chased me through the... What the dang? As I said again, it was pure luck when I accidentally stumbled into the security office, where, sure enough, Michael, the Golden Fredbear, sat and waited, scared as heck, seemingly waiting for someone to save him from the scary falling thunderous whatever was going on outside. I decided to speak in italics... What? I decided speaking in italics was unnecessary and said, Michael, it's okay now. I need you to come with me for a minute. Because your friends are being... I stopped to think of something offensive that the 6-year-old in the suit could recognize. Your friends are being big poops. Please talk some sense into them. Goodbye, Jake and Jessa. I will finish this, and you guys can catch up on it later. The chapter's almost over anyway, so there won't be much catching up for you guys. For Haldon, there will be a lot of catch up. Get it? Catch up. If you don't get that joke, watch the stream that we did before this, that me and Haldon did. Now, he wasn't part of it. He just asked questions, and we debated in the chat. Fredbear stood up and proceeded to pull me and himself up through the door, past Bonnie, up a few more doors, until we finally made it into the hallway where Jaden waited. All of the animatronics stopped attacking him, and just stared at Fredbear for a minute, before walking away and leaving Fredbear to hoist us into the bathroom and out the windows. All of this happened within the span of 2 minutes. Now we must find the Mid-Atlantic Ocean clam, Jaden said. Exactly where is the Mid-Atlantic Ocean? We are in a whole new dimension, and the mid-Atlantic Ocean, and the rest of time in the universe from Earth 1 have been teleported all the way over here. We don't have the slightest idea where anything even is. I yelled at almost the top of my voice box. Let's talk to the Brotherhood of the Taco first, Jaden said calmly. After making this comment, Jaden gave an extremely weird call to the Brotherhood of the Taco, upon which they arrived in seconds.
What is your request, our brother?
Lord Taco questioned Jaden.
Well, as you know, we need to find the burnt chicken of the Mid-Atlantic Ocean clam before Scotty and Mike are executed, which is in like 13 minutes. So where's this freaking ocean, brothers?
Jaden replied.
Well, the good news is that we have the stereo-powered taco ship. The bad news is it's on the other side of the world, which will take an approximate 6 hours to reach, answered Lord Taco.
Wait! I know how we can get there. Oh, God bless America. Wait! I know how we can get there. I just need 6 things, I said, interrupted. What the dang? I need 7 car batteries, Doritos, nacho cheese and nacho cheese only. I need bacon, for luck. And I need mini rocket launchers. I need my dead unicorn and that guy's prosthetic lips. Jaden, I want you to get them all for me in 45 seconds. At that moment, Lord Taco handed Jaden the box of secrecy. He reached in and pulled out what appeared to be a vending machine full of rocket launchers, Doritos, the nacho cheese Doritos, bacon, dead unicorn pieces, and of course, car batteries.
Well, does that help you any?
Jaden asked. Absolutely, I said. All right, stand back, everyone. I picked up the car batteries and shouted, Dude, where's the jumper cables?
Well, what do you know? There's jumper cables attached to the vending machine.
Jaden grabbed and handed them over to me as I started working on the contraption. I connected the jumper cables to all the batteries, and then to the unicorn, threw in the bacon for luck, and shouted,
Shamu and Louie Macaroni work, please!
All of a sudden, a giant lightning bolt, the color purple, came down from the sky and hit the unicorn. I stared for a bit and muttered, I can't believe that worked, before shouting,
Thank you, person in the sky!
And prepared the unicorn for flight. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Chapter 2. Thank you very much for watching. Wait. Why is this... Oh. It says it's been live for like 5 minutes, but whatever. It's been live for an hour, at least. An hour and 5 minutes, that's what it is. Well, this is the end of Chapter 2. I will, leave a mark there so I can know that's where I was. And, oh wait, no, that's not the end of Chapter 2, sorry. Let me finish Chapter 2. What are the rocket launchers for? A taco guy said. They're for me and Jaden in case we need to fire them off, I answered. What about the lips? The same guy asked. Oh, those were just a joke. LOL, let's get out of here. We proceeded to jump on the unicorn and fly over the sea in a flash, and in 6 seconds we were on the other side of the world, of the temple of the Mid-Atlantic Ocean Clam. Thank you very much for listening and watching. This has been... Dear God, what horrors have we all unleashed upon this world?